This is Tom Bernanke. Toenail fungus is something I see every day. A lot of people don't understand exactly what it is and they're not doing the proper treatment. We're going to go over the best home remedies and the 3 big secrets that are probably stopping you from healing your toenail fungus. And we're starting now. Toenail fungus is something we see all the time in clinic. I'm talking thousands of times. I feel that virtually 99% of the time you can get this better. There are some big secrets stopping people from getting it better. We're going to go over exactly what it is. We're going to count down the top 10 remedies from 10 to 1, and the ones you should be doing, the ones I think are effective and I see working all the time. What causes toenail fungus? Number 1, dermatophytes. These are the most common fungi that cause toenail fungus. They thrive in warm, moist environments like sweaty shoes or public showers. So when you have sweat, athlete's foot, it kind of goes from your socks, from your dry skin, underneath your toenail. And they love sitting there because sweat builds up there. It's moist, you get good blood flow. If you're a diabetic, they get more sugar, and fungus loves sugar. Next is yeasts and molds. These can also infect the nails, particularly in people with weakened immune systems, people who are not as healthy, older people, people who have looser nails, that can get under there. Poor blood flow. If your blood flow's poor, your immune system can't get up there and attack that fungus quite as much. And at the same time, diabetes. Fungus love blood sugar. If you're eating a processed diet, sugar, cupcakes, that kind of stuff, it's going to be for those fungi. Environmental factors, walking barefoot in damp areas, swimming pools, gyms, showers. This can increase the risk of fungal nail infection. But the reality is a lot of people that I see are fairly clean. It's not like you have poor hygiene. It's not your fault. I think this one is overrated. And that brings me to another one. Poor foot hygiene is listed as one of the most common ones. I don't think that's the problem for most people. And I'm going to go over that in my big secret. You are unfairly blamed as having poor foot hygiene. I see wives blaming their husbands for giving them fungus in the shower. Don't blame your poor husband. Or husbands, don't blame your wives. Another one, and I think this is more common, this will be addressed in the secrets, is but tight footwear. Shoes that crush, squeeze your nail, that lift it, that create calluses, thick, dry skin that your blood vessels can't get to. This creates both a sweaty and friction-filled environment that creates lots of excess skin, lots of sweat. This is ideal for fungal growth. And the big one is underlying health conditions, diabetes, circulation problems, weakened immune systems. As you get older, all of these happen. So there are easy ways to solve these. Even if you have all 3, that doesn't mean you can't fix your toenail fungus fairly quickly. The symptoms, changes in nail color. The nail may turn white, yellow. It's usually lifting. It's usually thick when you look at it from top to bottom. There's usually stuff underneath it. Dirt gets stuck in there. Brittle, crumbling in texture. Distorted nail shapes underneath the nail. You could have foul smell, lots of dry skin, lots of callus, and discomfort and pain. The most common thing is discomfort and pain that nails coming off. So let's fix these. You should not have to suffer with these. We're going to start with the top 10 home remedies, counting down in least practical and least science to most practical and most science. Number 10, garlic. There are studies and success rates. Some studies and evidence do suggest that garlic does have antifungal properties. There's no specific foot and toenail studies. They're limited, but this is something readily available. And we do know that garlic is antifungal. How practical is this? I don't think this is one that you should focus on. Number 9, I see this listed a lot, cornmeal. Studies and success rates. There are a lot of studies online. This lacks any specific substantial scientific evidence. To me, it's a little bit easier than garlic. That's why I put it at number 9. But I think this is a questionable treatment option. I would not go with cornmeal. Number 8, sunflower oil and other ozonized oils. There are studies showing of some people putting sunflower oil. There is studies showing sunflower oil and other oils can help. So I'm referring more sunflower, these cosmetic oils that are sold. They're recommended to be put on the nails. I wouldn't go with this. It's probably not the best and most proven. Number 7, coconut oil. Some studies do show that coconut oil has antifungal properties. For the toenail fungus, coconut oil is not the most proven option. I would not recommend coconut oil. But now let's get into some of the ones that are more effective at this point. Vinegar soaks. So this includes apple cider vinegar, white vinegar. I included Listerine as part of vinegar soaks too. Listerine is something that you can use as mouthwash. You could put that in a foot soak as well. There are no specific studies on these soaks. There's lots of reports about how well they work, and I've seen these work. I've had lots of patients do these, and they do have great results. This is mildly effective. Vinegar and Listerine is not hospitable to fungus. It creates a harsh environment where it can kill the fungus. There probably are some better options. The way you would do these vinegar and Listerine soaks, so about 25% of the Listerine or vinegar, and make the rest warm water. If you're a diabetic, make sure to check with your elbow or something so you don't burn your feet. 15 to 20 minutes is all you need. That gets underneath your nail, soaks in there, softens up your skin. Number 5, hydrogen peroxide. Studies do show that hydrogen peroxide will kill fungus, it will kill bacteria, but it can burn your skin if left on too long. This is fairly effective. It's known for its antiseptic properties. It will kill the fungus, it will kill bacteria, but too much can burn the skin, and it's not very practical. Like, realistically, do you put it in a shot glass and dip one toe in, or do you buy a couple big bottles and dump it in a bowl and soak for 15 minutes? I would say move on to the next options. Number 4, tea tree oil. This is something that's well studied. For example, the Australian Journal of Dermatology found 60% success rate in mild to moderate cases treating toenail fungus. This is a well-studied option. There's a ton of studies. There's a ton of tea tree oil supplements. There's a ton of tea tree oil antifungal medications online that you can purchase. This is moderate to highly successful as an antifungal and antiseptic. It's natural. It's a pretty good option. There's nothing wrong with going this. And the way you do it is you'd take a dab, you'd put it on your toenails. You can take a Q-tip, you can take an applicator, you can leave it on at night, you can wear socks. Number 3, baking soda. This was actually studied. It's a little bit higher than I'd recommend. I'd probably put tea tree oil higher. This was studied in a journal where baking soda was essentially added onto the toenail fungus. It is toxic. It's something everybody has available in their fridge most likely. It is moderately effective, and it does help prevent fungus from spreading and growing. It is an antifungal. It is an antibacterial. Number 2, lavender or oregano oil. Lavender and oregano oil are known for its strong antifungal properties. A lot of over-the-counter ones do have a combination of lavender, tea tree oil, oregano oil. You can see these in mixtures. I would probably bring the tea tree oil roughly in this category. I don't really think lavender is better than tea tree. In fact, they're all kind of in the same group, in my opinion, but that's one you'd put on your toes. And number 1, this is a popular one, Vicks VapoRub. There are studies in the Journal of American Board of Family Medicine showed pretty good results. It's low cost, it's easy, you don't have to spill it anywhere. Take a dab with your finger, put it on your toenails. It contains camphor and eucalyptus oil in a high enough concentration where it's antifungal, antibacterial. Putting it on there, smearing it on your toes, wearing some socks, that can be very effective. You can also take a dab and put it across your athlete's foot. These can work really well. The reality is with toenail fungus, the creams are not that expensive. There are a lot of good creams that are not that expensive that can work extremely well. There's a lot of prescriptions, so if you come see a foot doctor, there are a lot of prescriptions. I can tell you here in Michigan, I have a laser device. I use it for people. If I can't get good results, I use a laser. I won't even charge people for it. The laser gets great results. The creams get great results. But if you do the 3 big secrets that I'm going to talk about, that's really the trick. You don't really need to find the perfect medication. There was basically a scam in the past where some of these medications were like $3,000 and the results were terrible. These medications didn't work. They were charging $3,000+ for a round of these treatments, and the results were not that good. But I would say start with topical cream. I'm not a big fan of taking the pills. I always start with the topical creams. I have not prescribed the oral medications in years. Even though they work, there are side effects with the oral ones. Stick with these 3 secrets and you should have some pretty good results. And we're going to do a 3 secret countdown. 3, dietary changes. If you are diabetic, if you have blood flow issues, the number 1 thing you can do is get to the root cause of your diabetes. If you're having athlete's foot, if you're having skin tags, if you're having toenail fungus, these are all side effects of high blood sugar. In today's society, we're eating 4,000+ calories for the average person in America. This is in Europe too. This is across most of the world. In the 1950s, it used to be like 2,500 calories. Now it's like 4,000+ calories. It's more sugar, more processed foods. If you cut down that sugar, there's less for that fungus, less for that bacteria, less dry skin. I have a video that goes over the top 25 skin conditions that high blood sugar causes. Toenail fungus is one of them, skin tags, athlete's foot, Check out that guide if you're struggling with skin problems. Wiping out that blood sugar can change your life dramatically. Number 2 big secret, you have to get pressure off your toes. Most people that I see, their toenails are lifting. So the trick is, if your toes like this and your nails like this, it's essentially ripping up and down every time you take a step. So if your toes pressed into the ground, if you don't have enough pressure off of it, that toenail is ripping out. The blood vessels do not get into the toenail. There's callus under the toenail. There's thick, dry skin under the toenail. Most people are trying to save a dead toenail where blood vessels don't penetrate. And if blood vessels don't penetrate into that toenail, your immune system can't get there. It can't heal that toenail. That's the big secret. And as a result, you have thicker skin, you have calluses, the blood vessels don't penetrate all that. That's what causes athlete's foot. That's what causes bacteria and fungus to live on your thick foot skin. I have a video how to prevent thick, dry skin, how to exfoliate, how to get all that down. Check that out below. That's a big secret. If you can do that, fungus has nowhere to live and it can't get underneath your toenails. And big secret number 1 is if your toenail's loose, if it's thick, if there's scar tissue, there's buildup on it, not only do you have to trim it shorter, but you have to file it down. If you're diabetic, if you have blood flow issues, if you're older, come see a podiatrist. It's all covered stuff. We can do lasers, we can trim it, we can get it down. If you can't see a podiatrist, you have to shorten down that toenail and you have to use a nail file to get it down. Otherwise, none of these home remedies will be effective. The creams will not be effective. And you have to get pressure off that toe. Get that blood sugar down, get pressure off the toes, proper shoes. You got to get your weight down. You got to fix your biomechanical problems and you got to thin and shorten those toenails. At this point, all of these remedies will work. It will all do great. And you also have to treat your athlete's foot, your skin. Otherwise, that fungus will go from your skin right back into the toenail as soon as you cure it. So you have to get to the root cause. If that helped, check out our athlete's foot guide, our diabetes skin guides. We go over all this and how to get rid of your thick, dry skin around your toenail, underneath your toenail. That's the true big secret. That's the big cause. And if you're in Michigan, come see me. We'll do some lasers. We'll do some creams. We'll get you in great shape.